In my basement, I'm having a severe problem with humidity, which is now 76, and outdoor is around 43. This is actually connected to my sensor, so the reading is out is the sensor reading, and indoor is 43. This is from my apartment, which is around 40 right now. And I think that one of the major problems, because this much huge difference, is sweating of this cold water pipe. As you can see, it is completely wet. So what I want to do, I want to try to completely dry it out by opening the door and leaving it for a few days like that, so I get completely dry pipe. And at that point I will use this thermal isolation tube around it, and hopefully it will resolve sweating at least. And after that I will monitor if the humidity will drop. I hope at least for 10%, because this is completely a closed basement. I know it is normal to have a bigger humidity underground, that is completely normal, but this much is not really normal, especially that you really feel humidity when you enter the basement, and outside is quite normal. So let's open the door, leave it for some time to dry out, and see if this tube helps with pipe sweating. After a few hours, the humidity is already dropping in the basement, which is a good sign. Around 24 hours later, we see significant humidity drop in the basement. This is, of course, because the pipe sweating stopped because I opened the door. And now let's do the isolation. You probably can see a difference on the spot. It is the pipe is completely dry. 100% dry, so no sweating. The first part of isolation is on the pipe. I will use this tape to completely tighten it up, so there is no space for temperature exchange. We want cold to stay around the pipe without too much conversion with higher temperature from outside, from the basement. And this part here, I will need to cut some parts and go around it, and I will probably need more of this isolation, but we will see how it will go. This is how it looks at this point. I'm using this tape to tighten up and reduce exchange of cold and warm. This is how it looks from this side. This pipe at this point is a lot thicker, so I used multiple parts to get it covered with isolation. Here I will tighten it up and use another part of isolation around here. We have isolation going to this angle here, and I will need a little bit more for this part going on top. This is job done. As you can see, I covered majority of this pipe. Even this tricky part, I used additional foam isolation. I didn't have enough for that pipe in the corner, so I used the half which I had to just cover it. I want to test situation to see will this help on the long run. You've seen the readings of the temperature and humidity. I will now close the door of the basement and wait for a few days to see Okay, I'm recording this immediately after I finish the work in the basement. I will follow this reading in the next 24 hours and see how much they change. At this point the humidity is 62, it was around 60-61 before I started. After a few days the measurements of humidity are 68, which is difference from 76-77 when the door is closed. It is better, but not really that much for how much I hoped. The last thing which I want to check is if the pipe is sweating with this much of humidity. Also keep in mind that outdoor humidity rised a bit. It is for like 5%, nothing major, but that should also influence this number here. Okay, we are in basement right now, and there is no pipe sweating at all. Even on this part here, the pipe is just cold but not sweaty. Completely dry. So I can consider this job half success. I resolved the pipe sweating and humidity dropped for a few percent. Still keep in mind that I have in this situation here, beyond this is also some water, so there is also humidity from that, but at least I resolved humidity from this pipe. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you have any questions, please leave the comment down below, and until next time, see ya.